Hey guys, welcome back. This is Tony with Backwoods Biker. I've got another knife I want to show you. Actually, there's a few of them here made by the same company, Montana Americana. Hang tight. All right, welcome back, guys. Here's the thing that I want to show you here. Last year, in our 2018 gear review expeditions, we had a lot of knife makers submit us knives, and out of those, I think there was probably 27 of them. We chose 6 to nominate for Knife of the Year. Montana Americana had a knife that was right in the money to be the Knife of the Year. They were nominated as the Knife of the Year, and that was this guy right here. This is made by Dean Hazuka, and Dean designs his knives based on frontier style reproduction knives. Now, he doesn't do it, blueprint style. He just kind of get an idea. He goes to museums, looks at older knives, and just kind of gets some ideas. And this was one humdinger of a knife that we really liked. It was very solid. It is made out of high carbon steel. It has a 90-degree spine, some very creative jimping there. Nice finger choil on it. The pommel was very, very stout. Lanyard hole was in the perfect spot. I mean, there was a lot of things about this knife. It's very, very balanced, and we really enjoyed the knife. I mean, it has been a great blade out in the bush, and his wife makes these vegetable tanned hide leather sheaths that are really, really nice. And he also sent with it as a companion knife was this guy right here. Dinger. It's a neck knife, and it is one of the sexiest little neck knives that I've ever had in my hands. I really dig this knife, and I use it a lot in 2018, but it's kind of based upon the same platform. It's just a real mini version of it, but it's like a patch knife, but it comes also in a leather sheath, and if you want a dangler, he sent us a dangler also, but I love it as a neck knife, wearing it as it's designed to be, and it's very, very handy. These are easy to sharpen out in the bush. I love that figured maple handle that's on these two knives right here, and he has those brass pins in there, so these are epoxied and pinned and then polished pretty fine. I don't like a real slick handle most of the time, but because of the fact that he has figured these scales to shape your hand and got this nice finger choil here in the back right behind the hilt, it's very controllable. I mean, this was a stout knife. It did everything that we asked it to do without a hitch. But we reached out to him this year and said, hey, look, we're going to be doing some more knives, and we wanted to know, we had other people ask, hey, can you see some more things from Dean Hazuka? So we reached out to Dean, and his knife that he sent us here is quite a bit smaller than the last version, but you can see that's built kind of on the Nessmuck George Washington Sears platform. It's a pretty tiny knife. The steel on this, I brought a tape measuring here. This is high carbon steel. It does have a 90-degree spine, and this steel is about I would say 3/16, somewhere around there. The length of the knife is 7 3/4 from tip to pommel, and the blade portion itself is 3 7/8. The cutting edge is 3 7/8. The height of the blade is about 1 1/16. And the jimping on this knife, I don't feel warm and fuzzy about the way this is set up, because you can see the jimping up here is okay, but then he's got jimping right down here behind the cutting edge, man, and I could see, you're going to slice a finger off if you ain't careful. He does have that choil behind the hilt, but wowzer. I don't know that I'd ever want to do that, but Dean makes some great looking knives. The finish on them is good. And again, this is that figured maple. They are epoxied and pinned in. You know, this has got a nice pummel on the end of this down here, you know. So if you're looking for a smaller knife, you know, I wouldn't say this is a small knife. This is a small knife. Okay, that's a small knife. This is kind of a medium-sized knife at that 7 3/4 length, overall length, with a 3 7/8 cutting edge length on it, you know. But it doesn't weigh very much, and I don't think that I'd want to do too much pounding on this knife, you know. But it is very nice for being under $100, for having a custom-made frontier-style platform knife built upon the Nessmuck style. That's pretty nice. You know, I like that knife, and it's under $100. Again, the vegetable tanned leather sheath is pretty sexy. And you know, I've had people again ask me, you know, about this, so I'm gonna just do this. Since this is a brand new knife, let me show this to you here, that what we do here before we put this stuff away. We got some bush butter out here, and you can get that from woodtrampgear.com. But you know, to treat a sheath, this is all we do. You know, I'm just using a small piece of it. You know, I do have a block of it, but I mean, after you use it, you're going to just use it up. So you may as well use these little pieces here. And then I always put an ample amount down in the sheath mouth. See that? And I'll tell you why I do that. You know, I'm smashing it in there. Because every time, now, once you get that on there, you just work that in with your hands. And I don't have a polishing cloth here. Or I do. Yes, I do. Just let that sit there for a minute. But you can see what I did. Now I want to put it right here along the welt. Also, make sure you get it in those threads, because you are protecting it. You're giving it some added protection when you do that from all the moisture and sweat and the acids in your hand. Your hand is full of acids. You know, you always hear about, you know, the sweat and the grime, but man, your hands are full of acid. All right, we're going to set that to the side for just a second. And then on the knife blades, you know, I'm going to use the bigger portion here. All I do is hit it like that before I put it away. Got it on the handle there. All right. Because this will protect it from moisture when you put it in your sheath. Okay. And be careful when you do this, because knives from Dean Hazuka will cut your finger off. It'll be laying on the floor and you'll be going, what did I do? Yeah, you cut your finger off is what you did. All right, now what I will do is buff that out. Gives it kind of a warm luster. Look at that. And it is protected. And the same thing with the knife. I just kind of take that and I wipe that off and buff that out. Do the same thing on the lanyard. And see, once you get this bush butter on your hands, you know, I mean, I use it on my lips. I put it in my beard as well. You know, the bush butter comes from my family's recipe that is dated back to 1736 with a few modifications. They use it for everything. Now listen, here is the mouth of this sheath. There's a piece of bush butter right there. Every time I put this knife in and out, it's going to hit that butter. Okay? It's going to hit that butter and it's going to protect it as it's going out and in. And when I take it out, I just make sure, see how that is? There's a big old hunk right there. It's on there, man. It'll protect that knife for a long time. All right, that's Dean Hazuka, MontanaAmericana.com. You see it there. Now, if you like this video, hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. When you subscribe to our channel, you're going to get a piece of free gear this month. This is February 28th right now, and tomorrow we'll be announcing the February winner for the pocket knife, in recognition of the fact that we're featuring pocket knives this year in Backwoods Biker Magazine. But you see that email down there? Send us an email and just say, I'm a subscriber now. Then you'll be entered into the database, and you might end up getting a piece of gear for free. So, till next time, you always ride free, live free, and be safe when you're out there.